Hey everyone, welcome to RevTrev NFL, and today we're going to be diving in to the NFC North battle. It was an epic, absolutely epic battle in Lambeau Field where the Minnesota Vikings win 31-29 over my Green Bay Packers, or some of you that's watching your Green Bay Packers. And what a game. What a game. The ups and downs, it was absolutely phenomenal. This division rivalry was absolutely worth the price of admission. It was a fantastic game where the Vikings came out on fire, everyone. And the Green Bay Packers had a valiant attempt at an epic comeback, could not pull it off. And so we're going to talk a bit about this. I know there's a number of people already talked about this, but man, it's worth chatting about. I'm so glad you're here. Join the conversation. Hit the like and subscribe. And just a big shout out to my friend Let Us Pray, who is here on my way to sleep, but I'll hang as long as I can, Rev. No issue, no problem at all, man. Glad to have you here. Loved your live stream today. Loved hearing about your Falcons, and thank you for talking about my Packers in your live stream as well. Love and appreciate you, bro. You're a great guy. Okay, so we're going to dive into this huge conversation. As you know, I am a Packers fan who loves watching the NFL, and I love making passionate, realistic, honest content. So you'll get the honest take from me, okay? You'll get the honest take. And if you take a moment to hit that follow button on RevTrev NFL. I'm literally everywhere. I'm on X, I'm on YouTube, I'm on Twitch, TikTok, Facebook. I'm everywhere. Follow me on the channels. I'd really appreciate it. Okay, let's dive in, because the big question is the Minnesota Vikings legitimate? And many of you know that I had predicted the Vikings to go 1-7. 1-7. I thought they were going to beat the Giants and they were going to go on a massive losing streak. I did not believe in Sam Darnold. Okay. I admit, not many people did. I know so many Vikings fans that did not believe in Sam Darnold. You were all on the JJ McCarthy bandwagon. You thought this team was going to be amazing because of him. No, this team has been better than anybody thought. So before you get on your high horse and pretend like you guys knew that this was going to happen, all you Skol fans out there, Vikings fans out there, that's just a lie. You know it. Nobody was predicting the Vikings to be great. Like they're playing at the top two level. There's only two undefeated teams remaining, Kansas City and the Vikings. The Vikings look for real. And the reason why is a couple things. Sam Darnold is on fire. It's just a fact. In the broadcast, they're talking about him at MVP level. Are you kidding? We're in week 4 and they're talking about Sam Darnold is MVP caliber right now. Give me a break. Now, if he's at this level at week 8, cool. Week 10, cool. But we're talking week 4. So, but I do want to give him credit. He had a monster game, a monster night. I was really impressed of how he did. Now, granted, let's just be honest. We are riddled with injuries in regards to our corners. Jair wasn't there, and wasn't Stokes. It was is it Valentine wasn't there. So I'm thinking, oh gee, this is not good. And it was supposed to be a defensive battle. I actually predicted it going to be a low scoring game. And if Jordan Love played, my prediction was that if Jordan Love played, that we were going to see the Packers prevail. Then minutes before the game starts, and here was my prediction, 24-17 if Jordan Love played. Minutes before the game start, I hear that both of those cornerbacks are out, and I'm thinking, man, we're in trouble. And really, it turned. The game turned, everyone. It turned from let me just see here, a defensive battle to an offensive display. Like, literally craziness happened. Now, as you know, that the score and all the stats, like the Vikings came out on fire. We had some trouble moving the ball. It was 28-0 before not before halftime, but in the second quarter. 28-0. What an awful start for the Packers. What an incredible start for the Minnesota Vikings. But there seemed to be a shift happening in that second quarter, and we ended up scoring. And you know all about the scores, because Addison comes back, scores 2 touchdowns, had the first one, had the third one. Sam Darnold, the second one was to Josh Oliver. Never even heard of him before. Now I have. I don't know if I'll hear his name again this season, especially when Hawkinson comes back. And then Justin Jefferson with a ridiculous catch. And Nixon had no chance. It just showed his amazing skill set. Like, Jefferson, we know, is amazing. Now, some of you are like, this is a Packers channel, and look at all the love you're giving to the Vikings. I think that we need to give the Vikings some respect. They beat us. They put on a display. Now, we're going to get into the Green Bay Packers and how we had a valiant comeback, everyone. Almost for the thing, but I did notice, even though it was an offensive display, I thought the Vikings D looked for real. I also think the Packers defense looked pretty good at times as well. But let's just shift it just for a second. Actually, we'll just stay with the Vikings and we'll dive into all the awesome Packers stuff, because there is a lot to talk about. The Aaron Jones revenge game was overhyped. We knew he was going to be good. We know he's great. We watched him for 7 years. So all these people, oh no, watch over. I mean, Aaron Jones is good. He ran really well against us, really well. So if you look at 22 carries, 93 yards, he didn't score a touchdown. He had some passing yards as well. Actually, let's just look at that. What was his passing yards was 4 for 46. So that's a good day for a running back as well. So that's great. But yeah, I mean, he was incredible. When he's healthy, he's fantastic. We know that. I also think Josh Jacobs is really good. We barely used him because we were behind and needed to throw the ball. And we know that Josh Jacobs is not a catching quarterback. So, and yeah, you're right, man. Let us pray. Nobody saw the Vikings being this good. Nobody. And that's okay. That's okay. Will they sustain it right now? It looks like they're going to, but it's a long season. So a lot can happen. Okay. But let's switch it over to the Packers for a moment. One thing I want to just mention, I told you guys it was going to be X Factor McKinney. Now with 4 interceptions in 4 games, I get that 4th interception wasn't spectacular. No, sorry, it was spectacular, but it wasn't actually legitimately there. They didn't challenge it, and it was ruled an interception, a catch, and it is what it is. But he's got 4 in 4 games, everyone. He's a ball hawk. He's a difference maker. It looks like he's worth every penny they paid, right? And then also in the game, excuse me, Christian Watson with another injury. And that one looks scary. It looks so scary. I was really nervous when I watched him do that, bend that way with his knee. And I'm like, oh, he's done for the year. Looks like he's not done for the year, but we will see. We'll keep you updated on that. But man, this guy has had the most frustrating start to his career. Like, I get it. There's lots of people that are injured right now. Deebo Samuels seems to be always injured. Cooper Kupp has now been injured 3 seasons in a row. So I think we need to give some of these guys some slack. Like, it's a tough game. It's a tough sport. And I think running backs get a lot more punishment in a game, but those wide receivers, when they do get nailed, they really get nailed. Like, it's scary. And I feel bad for Christian Watson. I feel bad for our team. I feel bad for that whole thing. I mean, it's not intentional. It is what it is. But man, that was great. Not great. That was sad. But you know what was great, as I was trying to transition, is Jordan Love had himself an up and down day. I don't know if you guys were frustrated by his performance or excited or encouraged. You know, overall, I'm quite encouraged by this game that we were resilient and came back. I'm really disappointed in our first half. We weren't ready for the onslaught. I loved how this team turned it around. Jordan Love wasn't great in the first half, everyone. He wasn't great. Ends the day with 3 interceptions. But can we just talk about how he played through an injury? Yes, he had 3 interceptions. I get it. That frustrates me too. But at the end of the day, he had 4 touchdowns. He had 389 yards. He threw the ball 54 times, had 32 completions, all by playing through an injury. Look at how much he grimaced, everyone. The amount he grimaced in that game, the pain he was playing through. He's going to be playing through pain for the rest of the season. If you had him in fantasy, you should have started him, because he was in the top 3 best quarterbacks this week. In fact, fantasy football quarterbacks went Justin Fields number 1, and then it was Baker Mayfield, and then Jordan Love. I think it went Jared Goff, and then Jaden Daniels. That was your top 5 fantasy quarterbacks this week, everyone. That's insane. Jordan Love was balling out. I know that he had 3 picks, but some of the passes he was making were next level. Like that, he looks like a hybrid of Favre and Rodgers. It's wild to see him this way. Like, I'm so excited he's our quarterback. If he can stay healthy, I know there's some up and downs with him. I know that he's not perfect. No quarterback is. There's literally not a perfect quarterback. But I still think the future is bright in Green Bay with Jordan Love in the back, just leading this team. Man, Jordan Love is fantastic. Did he struggle? Yes. But boy, he made some clutch plays, clutch throws. And can I just say something? Everyone's talking about Dontavian Wicks, and they should. He had 2 touchdowns. He had a number of great big plays. He had 5 catches, 78 yards, 2 touchdowns, right? Tucker Kraft, 6 catches, 53 yards, a touchdown. Romeo Doubs, like, where has he been? Like, he was really not really consistent. 4 catches, 39 yards. But Jaden Reed, can we just stop for a minute and just talk about Jaden Reed? This guy is unbelievable. He's way better than I thought he was going to be. 7 catches, 139 yards, and a touchdown. He averaged 19.9 yards per reception, everyone. Wow. When Jordan Love is there, Reed and Jordan Love, if you know, I think I have do I still have the graphic up? Look at this graphic. This graphic is insane, everyone. Absolutely insane. Now, I know it was the first 85 career touches, but you need to look at this again. That's how phenomenal his start to his career is. And I just think, like, again, the future is absolutely bright with Jaden Reed. If you don't have him in fantasy football, you got to figure out a way how to trade for him. I've got him in dynasty leagues. I've got him in redraft leagues. Everywhere I went, I tried to get Jaden Reed. And I'm telling you, I started Jaden Reed and Jordan Love. I won every single fantasy matchup this week. Every single one. I'm in 14 leagues. I think some of them are best ball. So I don't know how I did in those because I mean it's not a week to week thing. But out of the main leagues, I think I have am I in 8 or 9 main leagues and then a bunch of best ball leagues. Uh Listen, every single league I won. I started Jordan Love and Jaden Reed. And it's not because you're like, oh, you're a homer. I know those two guys are dynamic with each other. Okay. So I'm just going to dive into some more comments. Let us pray. Still here. McKinney is nice. I know, man. It's crazy. And then he says, this may sound crazy, but I think his game is eerie, similar to Rodgers and Favre. I said that too. Too much. So I think that's his strength, but at the same time, it's his weakness. Okay, he's emulating others instead of being himself. Wow, I just think he's learned that way. He's learned that way. But you might be right. You might be totally right, man. So I'll give you the benefit of the doubt there. With that being said, I think he's only going to be better once he finds his own style. And you know what? Dude, here's the thing. I literally, like 2 seasons ago or 1.5 seasons, I picked up in Jordan Love in every league when he was struggling. Every league. And I'm so glad. Like every dynasty league, I think I have him in every dynasty league. That's wild. I might not have him in one. You know what I mean? And so, man, he's good. He's good. Now, he's still got lots to learn. Still got lots to learn. But, you know, in all honesty, Addison's return was incredible. I was just so impressed with this game in the way that I thought the Packers were going to come back. Now, I'll tell you the reason why we lost this game. Not just because, you know, Jordan Love had 3 interceptions, not because we didn't score more points than them. Again, guys, our kicker killed us. Our kicker killed us. We should be 4-0. You heard that right. We should be 4-0 if our kicker would be more clutch. All he had to do last game was hit 1 field goal out of the 2, and we would have won the game. We lost by 2 points. We needed 1 of the 2. He missed 2 of them. The game's over. We could have beat the Vikings and had tied 3 wins, 1 loss, and we would have had the tiebreaker at this stage because we had just beaten Minnesota. Instead, our kicker misses again. Again, we've had nothing but tough luck with our kicker. When our kicker's on, we win games. I know it's crazy, but these are close games we're in. This week we're playing against the LA Rams. The Bears just beat the Rams, everyone. Our Packers have to get there, right? And we need to see a better showing by Rashawn Gary. He's been too invisible this year. I loved watching Edrin Cooper. I loved watching Van Ness had some great plays. The defense is looking pretty tight, but man, that first half was awful. Then the adjustments happened, and it looked like a totally different team. So congrats to the Vikings. Congrats to you guys for staying undefeated. Congrats for finding a way to come and beat us in Lambeau. Can I just say, don't get too high on the high horse. I get that you want to talk about Super Bowl right now after week 4. I get it. But I wouldn't be that confident walking into, your stadium in a number of weeks and then thinking that it's going to be a cakewalk to beat these Packers. You had to play incredible football in order to win that game. So we'll see how your team continues. You're leading the North right now. The Detroit Lions are right behind, and then there we are, and the Bears are all together. So it's just an interesting life. I did not see that this was coming, and so yeah, I mean Packers versus Rams next. We'll see what happens there in that game. But stay tuned. This is absolutely craziness. Is Josh Jacobs hurt? He is a tiny bit, but it's nothing to be like right home about, man. I just think like at the end of the day, he is sitting there and he's playing so well. Like our team has run the ball so well this year that I just really, really enjoyed watching his skill set. And I get that he doesn't catch any passes or hardly any passes out of the backfield, but he's just a solid player. So I'll just see if what was the conversation. Yeah, there's not a lot going on, and just they didn't share a lot about an injury, but yeah, so we're there. Now, let's talk about the news of the day. Former Packer Davante Adams wants a trade. Where's he going? Now, I just posted on my Twitter this, and I just really want to kind of give a shout out to some people who've enjoyed this. Actually, I don't even know if anyone's really enjoyed this. Let's see if this comes up. I want to show this to you. This is what I posted in regards to Davante today. And you know me, I'm a huge Davante Adams fan, and I honestly hope he comes back. But this is my post today. Come back home, Davante. Now, I don't think we can afford him. I don't think he's coming back to Green Bay. I would love him to come back to Green Bay. But I think he's going somewhere else. Now, the question is, where is Davante going? Where is Davante going? And that is a great question. I'm going to share. I think that the division rival, which they should not do, the division rival Chiefs are going to make a play. They're going to make a play for him. And that's where we're at, everyone. That's where we're at. I think we're going to try to they're going to try to get him. I think it's craziness to trade him there. It depends what you can give. If you can get a first round pick for Davante, you got to take that. I don't think anyone's going to give up more than a second round pick. His contract's massive. It's huge. I don't think he's going to go to Green Bay. I do think there's going to be a team that's going to come out, give him a second and something else, maybe a fifth, and they'll get the deal done. But a lot of people want to say, get mad at Davante. Listen, he in good faith went to the Raiders because he wanted to play for the Raiders and, of course, with his buddy Derek Carr. Derek Carr didn't even last the season. Then it was shipped out. He's been balling out for the Saints now this season. And here is the Raiders with an awful quarterback situation. And you might say, just like Isaac, you shouldn't have left. You shouldn't have left. The Green Bay Packers are offering you good money. I'm sure he regrets his decision. Absolutely regrets his decision. But hindsight 2020, he didn't think that was going to happen. He was more optimistic. But they have just given him nothing to work with. Like, Carr's gone. You've got Jimmy G. That's a disaster. Disaster waiting to happen. Then you go and you have Aiden O'Connell. He's not ready. Now you got Gardner Minshew, Uncle Rico. Like him a lot. Hasn't been able to produce. So I understand he's frustrated. It's not a good situation. It wasn't what he was hoping for. Where does he land? There's a lot of teams that need him. Who can afford him? Who wants to, give up a first rounder? He's yours. He's yours. And boy, I'd love to see him back in the green and gold. Where do you guys think he's going to go? Post in the comments where you think he is going to end up. Anyways, I'm going to call it a day, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Let Us Pray, for being here and commenting in the live stream. If you're watching later, hit the like and subscribe as well, everyone. Put a comment in. Tell me something about the game that you loved watching. And all I know is I absolutely love watching Jordan Love, Jaden Reed, Xavier McKinney. This is going to be a great season. I see a lot of wins still in our future. 2-2, I'm not worried yet. Jordan Love, I just don't want him to get re-injured. That's really what it comes down to. That's it. So, Jets or Chiefs? I'm gonna go with the Jets on that one, by the way, because the Chiefs are just really they don't have any wide receivers anymore. It's like Rice is gone, Hollywood Brown's gone. They just got Xavier Worthy and Kelsey, and that's it. And no Pacheco. They're talking about Pacheco might be out for the season. So, yeah, I mean, they always find ways to win. The refs seem to always kind of bail them out in the last second, but we'll see. I'm going to go Jets over Chiefs. Yes, you heard it here first. And I don't know who the Vikings play this week. Maybe I should bring that up. But are they going to? I mean, I've been picking against the Vikings all season except for week 1. So maybe it's time that I need to start picking the Vikings, and then it's reverse psychology and they start losing. So I'm going to pick the Vikings to win this week and go 5-0. All right, everyone. Thanks so much for being here. Thanks for having the conversation with me, and I hope that you're doing well. Of course, always, go Pack, go.